It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and the spotlight is on George Kittle. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the 49ers and the Giants on Thursday night.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And he returns this to the 22. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Completes it to Jennings. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
It's caught. Beckham. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3. After last week's loss, you bet this offense probably wanted to come out with a little more fire than a 3 and out.
And I'm sure that people are saying, hey, come on, coach, where was the pregame talk? Have these guys ready to go? But you and I both know it goes into preparation and practice and being ready to go. That gives you the confidence to come out and play. They've got to find that and fast.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by a 4-time Super Bowl champion elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame back in the year 2000. This is Joe Montana.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 19 carries, 99 yards.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame, he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly...
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Working out of the gun, Williams. It's caught by OBJ. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. This defense for the Niners, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
Barber on 1st and 10. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down. A look there at the numbers for Barber from last time. 18 carries, 80 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
To the air, Williams. This is Jennings. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. He finds his target, Beckham. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 3. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. They'll try and run here with Barber. And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A run up the middle with Barber. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Here's Williams. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. 4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
McPherson's kick is good, and the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here, and now after 3 drives we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Niners offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And the numbers will show he's been one of the most productive QBs in the league all season long, right up there among the leaders in passing yardage. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. Sheds him off at the 45. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st. The Niners at 8-4 now on the year, and they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd and 7. Operating out of the gun, here's Montana. Over the middle, that's caught by T.O. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 38-yard line. To throw is Montana. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. You talk about this Giant defense. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Gave a glimpse of his quick feet and then taken down right at the 30. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Montana to throw. Throw complete there to Jerry Rice. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They will look to throw. Montana. And that is caught. It's T.O. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Terrell Owens, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, and delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. And possession switching back to the New York Giants. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
A ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. On play action, here's Williams. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
Throwing is Williams. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Again, it's OBJ, back-to-back catches. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 2nd and a couple. Throwing again here, Williams. That's to the veteran tight end, Carter Landry. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 15-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Barber running right. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
To throw, it's Williams. The throw here, right sideline, falls incomplete. 4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
McPherson's kick is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
Fighting his way through contact. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now a peek at T.O. as he and the offense gears up to get ready to go again. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Montana. Over the middle, complete. It's Owens. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL in picking up 1st downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
2nd and 6. Now Montana. That's caught. It's Jerry Rice. It'll be a gain of 5. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Shotgun. Here's Montana. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Going to try to throw for it with Montana. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle from 13 yards out. And the Niners' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Now the point after try for Santos. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
They'll stay on the ground with Barber. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Working. Now the ball comes loose. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And now they start in plus territory following that turnover as they'll try to get some points here before halftime. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. This is 2nd and 8. Back to throw. This one caught by Terrell Owens. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. First down San Francisco, the pickup 14 yards. They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Again, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. McCaffrey will get into the end zone for a 49er touchdown.
Boy, we talk a lot about Christian McCaffrey and what he can do in the open field, and it's easy to gloss over how tough he can be to stop near the goal line. And he shows you just how tough he is on that carry as he takes it into the end zone.
Santos now to add the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the Giants with one final possession here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. In motion goes the tight end. Looking to throw is Williams. It's caught. Beckham. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. To throw, Williams. And here the hook up good to Victor Cruz. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. To throw once more, here's Williams. And this is caught. Jennings now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. McPherson's kick is good, and they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Plenty of good matchups in that 1 o'clock Eastern window. It'll be noon at Soldier Field in Chicago. And a big test for the Bears as they'll square off with the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Good stuff going on later in the afternoon as well, especially down in Miami, where it will be the Dolphins taking on the New Orleans Saints. And finally, a good one on Sunday Night Football between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Niners offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Here's Montana to throw. And he'll get this one complete to T.O. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. Here's 2nd and 3. In motion right, one of the tight ends. They will look to throw. Montana on the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. To throw is Montana. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Niners take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Escapes the defender. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's Williams. He'll get this to Jennings over the middle. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On 3rd down, here comes Barber. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support. And I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. Now Sanders. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. From the 39, Montana. There's a short one pulled in by Sinnott. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. Operating out of the gun, here's Montana. He'll get that one to Taylor complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Niners have the 1st down on a gain of 11. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Montana. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle with his 2nd touchdown of the night as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Santos with the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. That time a 6-play drive. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
They'll go play action here with Williams. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Throwing is Williams. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Yeah, Sanders now to return. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The 49ers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll run the draw with Barber. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Here's 3rd and 6. In motion, the tight end. Williams from the gun on 3rd down. That is caught. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Caught left side, it's Beckham. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down. Up the middle they go with Barber. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. To the air, Williams. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Giants first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Williams. This is caught. It's Cruz. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. Second down and 6 now. Back to throw. Williams. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Doug Williams, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Giants are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The home team's offense and Christian McCaffrey ready to go once more. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and made him a real weapon in the passing game. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
In motion left goes a tight end. Now Montana connects with Kittle underneath. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. This is the 2-time Pro Bowler, Garrison Hurst. It's some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 12 more yards there and another first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a 49ers first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. From the 21, here's 2nd down and 8. They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, that's the tight end Senate. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up 3rd and 1. They'll look to throw again. That's to the sideline and pulled in. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
And it's caught. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
On the handoff, it's Hurst. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Garrison Hurst, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. And able to get this out to the 25. New York set to take the field. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, and they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Looking to throw is Williams. Cruz has it over the middle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. He'll get 15 and a Giants 1st down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
To throw, Williams. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 34-yard line. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 34. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. In motion left here, Sanders. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Setting up the screen here, it's Barber. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go. Here's Williams. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the 49ers are going to get the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Up the gut, McCaffrey. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. 60 yards rushing for him now as he's done it on 19 carries. But Charles, you think about this victory, pretty impressive. They came in facing one of the top defenses in the National Football League. Not only did they get the win, they played a clean football game, didn't have any turnovers against that great defense.
Yeah, it's a terrific observation because you know they emphasize ball security, wanted to avoid making any major mistakes playing against that tough defense, and they were turnover free and took points when they were available. Excellent execution, and they did it confidently.
So for the Niners, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face the Panthers next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they